MTA buses operate throughout the New York metropolitan area with over 5,000 buses, making it the largest city bus fleet in the United States. Now, you need a big fleet to carry so many passengers a day. In 2018 alone, both New York City Transit and the MTA bus company combined carried around 210 million passengers. The problem is the type of buses they have. Nothing wrong with the models themselves, but this could be a major bearing on both operators and maintenance crews. For factors regarding an ideal dream fleet, the fleet needs to be simplified to preferably one or two models, which would mean not having some of these models for mere vanity reasons. The MTA also needs buses that are easy to clean and maintain so that all the pressure doesn't just go to East New York Depot. You might think that the depot in your area has bad maintenance, but I have a friend who recently retired from Charleston Depot here on Staten Island, and he said that the only time buses really work well is when they go to East New York, so it's not the driver's fault. And finally, their buses need only one fuel source. I get that you want to have cleaner buses in the near future, but some of these newer buses still run on either diesel fuel or compressed natural gas. The more fuel types you pay for, the more money you are wasting. Now, if you agree, don't forget to subscribe and press the notification bell. So for local, limited, and SBS routes, I would go with two models. First, I would keep and add to the number of New Flyer XD40s for a number of reasons. Most of MTA buses are from New Flyer, including their Excelsiors and C40LFs. And even though Orion doesn't exist anymore, they were purchased by New Flyer. As much as I love Nova Bus, they're not a good match for New York City anymore as far as transit buses are concerned, especially since they stopped making the RTS, which is part of my dream fleet for 90s buses. Now, the XD40 would make up most of their transit fleet, but I would go with the XD City to make up the minority for routes that have a lot of riders on the regular, like the MT15 SBS for example. Now, why would I choose diesel fuel over the other sources that the MTA already has? It's because of their youngest buses. If you go on Wikipedia right now, you'll see that their youngest buses came out last year in 2019. And if you recall the addition of Fine Morning Commutes on Bus Rapid Transit, which is at the top of your screen, I mentioned how it wouldn't be so practical to have another fuel source if your youngest diesel buses are less than 5 years old. That's why, as much as I want to see all electric buses here in New York City, I don't think that it would be fully practical right now. In fact, I feel like the 25 electric buses we currently have are here for mere vanity reasons. Don't get me wrong, I love them, but maybe in the mid to late 2030s, MTA could have all XC40s and XC60s for transit service. For express buses, it all depends on what the MTA does as far as pricing. If the ride was $2 or $3 cheaper than what it is right now, I would go with Suburban variants of the XD40 with comfortable seats, overhead luggage racks, and no rear doors. Chances are they might do so due to a decrease in ridership because of the coronavirus pandemic. But if not, I would go with the X345 commuter. At the top of your screen is my very first express bus ride, and in the comments section I mentioned how I enjoyed the ride and wondered if MTA would try out a Suburban bus for express service, especially since it would be more accessible for passengers who need assistance when boarding or disembarking. And plus, we don't even use the luggage compartments on the express bus anyway. Well, fellow YouTuber The New York Bus Guy responded and mentioned that it's all because of pricing, which makes sense. And even if the price doesn't go down, I think that the X3 coaches are the best buses in the MTA, period. And that's why I'm happy that the MTA is getting more of them next year, which I will talk about in a later video. Anyway, what are your thoughts? Tell them in the comment section, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Also, follow me on Twitter where I give my thoughts on public transportation. And follow me on Fope where I upload new pictures whenever I do bus fanning or rail fanning, and you can purchase those pictures for your projects.